Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading room. Here, before I forget, let's get the screen share going on. It looks like there was a rather substantial pre-market report, which tends to happen. A lot of days, these reports come out about an hour before the market open. This used to be before the 24-hour trading was really in place. This used to always lead to some really frenzied opening ranges, but you can see here at 5:30 Pacific this morning, news came out, put the boots to the market, big push up, and now we're trading back near the 7,000, well, certainly above the 7,000 zone. But we're left with a rather big opening gap here below the market. So we'll see what they do with that. I'm going to guess here that they're actually going to try to continue this rally. Maybe. Here on our daily chart, you can see we're right back here toward these highs, pressing the 750 area. What is a little bit of a concern is if you look at your volume has been very, very light. Last couple of times the market's been up in these zones, volume's been a little heavier. So we're going to need another, well, there should be a heavy volume day. Whether or not that's going to result in a breakout or another reversal remains to be seen. Right now, it looks like the market might be trying to get a little bit lower. For the short term, maybe try to get into that gap. For the most part, though, since that run up, if you look at your timestamp, this big move, this monster move, took all of about 5 or 6 minutes to do. And then for the rest of the hour, the market's just in this really, really tight little sideways range. So while that was a very impressive move, it was also a very short-lived move. We'll just hang out. Good time to check your email, surf your favorite news blogs or whatever it is you like to search online. All right, getting a crossover sell signal here on the Raptor now. That's the cloud crossover. I'm going to consider it on a short to see if they're going to try to get into that opening range gap. Now, this is a fairly aggressive trade because we just had that monster run up. Chances are the sellers are not all that strong. Ooh, look at that slippage. They slipped me. Oop, they slipped me a couple of ticks on that as well. Okay, we'll try to get my close enough. Come on, give me one more swing. This now just a reaction to the breakout here. We'll see whether the sellers can come back. If they do, I can probably take my break even right there, you know, on the next move lower. I'm not liking the fact that I got slipped 4 ticks on that move. That's really quite unusual for a market like the NASDAQ to slip that much. But like I said, this is a very, very aggressive sort of trade. I'm really dipping my toe in the water here, seeing which way the wind is blowing. And if I can think of any other cliches, I'll mix those in there as well. All right, and we got the break even. Oh, what do you think? Should I try to run this one? I know I keep saying I'm not going to, but old habits die hard. Ah, nuts. Oh, well. I keep looking for that one and done. You know, just that juicy little move out of the open, get in, get out, see you later. Steve says, yesterday's first trade was much better, showed that again. Yeah, I don't know if you're referring to the first in-sync eagle signal trade, which tends to work out pretty well most of the time. So here we were on the Eagle. This one, about a minute or so after the open, market dips down, nice little follow through, at least high enough to find the high probability profit target. This morning, this would be the bad boy right here, I guess. Oh, well, depending how fine you want to split hairs, I guess technically the band is already turned over on this one, so you could be shorting from here. Otherwise, you're shorting from here. Tough trade though, because the context, right? That big rally up. But it's not unusual to see the market try to reverse an overnight trend. They didn't seem too keen on that though, so I will be open to the idea of a buy signal. Oh, we did get one here, a counter trend signal on the Raptor that coincided with the early trend change signal here on the Falcon. All right, the Hawk is going to be the first out of the gate here with a first micro macro cross signal. And you can follow this one, take it on the hash mark, but I don't know. And the way it is now, I've got to give up most of my profit target just to gain entry if I enter above that swing. Oh, and there it is. All right, let's put that on the shelf for the moment. Let's see how things shape up here. Don't need to rush into anything. Possible trend change now on the Falcon. Oh, the Raptors still quite bearish, as is the Eagle. The Raptor coming now with a hard edge sell. And now coming right back with another counter trend signal. So we're really balanced here. The Hawk introducing lots of clusters of yellow bars, all printing, looks like around the 70-10, 70-15 range. Also suggestive of a sideways market. We're printing loads of sell signals here now on the Raptor. You would want to short, I would say, below the low of the morning, and maybe even a little deeper just to avoid a poor fill. You know, maybe even offer up a couple of 3 ticks below the low, cover somewhere near the high. Because what tends to happen is the market will tend to break the low by a tick or two. And then turn on its heel and go the other way. So that's what you're looking to avoid. So all this is a really, really big push, or pardon me, second push entry on that number 3 signal. Monster moves like the one this morning have a tendency to mess things up market-wise. It kind of leaves everybody scratching their heads wondering what's going on, what's going to happen next. Kind of plays havoc with your indicators as well for the most part. Oh, here they come again. Yet another hard edge bounce. The Raptor here just producing a plethora of signals. We got too much candy striping going on. I'm just going to leave this alone here for the moment. You can see we're getting all these background highlights, all these signals producing very, very little follow through right now. Again, a lot of yellow bars, and you can just see the market is retracing its steps here. It's just going over the same numbers, stuck between 7,008 and about 7,021.22. Could even consider just the high of the morning a great big sideways trading range. Okay, back to the high of the morning. All right, a nice little attempted breakout. Hey, way to go, Mark. Mark cashing in on the late filter entry signal down here, which actually coincided with the trend change signal on the Falcon. Decent little move higher from there. Okay, and now they're starting to drift again. We've got a possible 4-arrow consolidation slash macro pullback here in the hawk. That tends to be a fairly bullish signal. Here on the Raptor, it looks like we're going to produce a cloud crossover signal now. That's a number 1 signal. The Raptor giving us a trend line touch signal. And the Eagle also turning bullish right now. So a few things here suggesting maybe the buyers are going to make a run for it. Another quick little late filter entry signal here on the Falcon. Trendline's got a little bit of slope to it, which is not quite as desirable as a flat trend line, but it is still bullish all the same. All right, I'll get ready here for the Raptor signal, which should be printing somewhere near the high of the morning. Okay, and now the Raptor introducing yellow bars again. Again in the same zone where we've seen them cropping up before. And now we're actually getting a counter trend signal, a soft edge sell. Let's see if I can get a second push on this one. Don't know if I want to go in with 2. I'll trade a single contract. So looking to short on the break of this current bar. And again, this is definitely a counter trend type move that I'm looking at here. Not exactly what you would consider a high probability type trade, but we'll see. We'll see if I can squeak a couple of dollars out of it. Seems this week anyways that a lot of the moves have been coming later morning, early afternoon. Yesterday overall was just a very stagnant day. Market not really getting higher or lower. All right, looks like I can scrub that for now. Thought maybe I'd get a hard edge bounce to follow up. Oh, there it is. There's the crossover. I'll just take it above the high right now because I'm late setting this up. All right, did they slip me yet again? No, not that time. Could be, they could start dragging their feet here around the 70-30 area. Let's see, where's the next resistance line? Haha, 70-33, 3/4, and after that, 70-50 looks like the obvious target with the resistance line at 70-65. So that's really swinging for the fences. I doubt we're going to see those kinds of numbers today. There just does not seem to be enough market participation. And the best stop for this trade, incidentally, is below the low of the morning. At least until we can see that first swing. I'm not liking the heavy volume bar here on the turn. But we'll see what the buyers can do. Come on. Hmm. Okay, it's going to be do or die for the buyers here, and I think it's probably prudent I bring my stops in at least a little, maybe below this swing low and the hard edge. Oh, they're trying. I think we'll certainly encourage some buying as we get closer toward this. What's the high of this bar? 27.75. It is 70, 27.75. So if we can see the market tick 70.28, there's probably a very good chance it will get up to find my profit target. But so far, it's not liking that, not one bit. Keeps pushing away from the high of the morning. Okay, I would recommend you stay with your profit target. It's a very quiet morning, so I'm going to extend my profit objective here. I should probably extend my break even a little bit too so I don't get caught on the first hiccup. Oh, come on. You can see this is where the profit target would have been. And of course, because that's where the profit target would be, there's very often a little bit of a reaction. So if we can ride out this swing, excuse me, there's a good chance that we could get a little bit of follow through. There we go. Oh, darn. Spoke too soon. Hit the resistance line, fudged it by a number, but that's all we got. Ah, doggone it. Oh, well. I knew I was pressing my luck. Okay, we'll put that back on the shelf for now. Well, are they going to make another push? Or are they going to try to reverse on themselves again? Oh, and there they go too. Doggone it. Might have got tagged a little bit early. All right, well, we'll find another one here. Shoot, Eric. Should have held my stop a little bit longer. Well, had the right idea, but wasn't around for the bigger part of the move. So now I'm waiting for a possible pullback of sorts, maybe a trend line touch or a macro pullback even. Uh, okay, they're slowing a little, giving me a little bit of a pullback that might offer another opportunity. Yeah, Steve says somebody made money. It wasn't me. I haven't made a trade yet. It's one of those days, though. You can see here we had another late filter entry signal. The trend line a little bit flatter on that one, which is a little bit more desirable. I had a notion they were going to make a run for it just because we broke out of this early range, right? So here was the early trading range. We did a breakout. We did a retest, and it looked like that breakout was going to hold, which is why I was looking to buy. So whenever you establish that the market is in a sideways trading range, once you get that breakout and retest, if the market's not drifting deep into that trading range again, you can anticipate that there's going to be a bigger move to the upside. And I was right, but I got tagged a little bit too early. A little bit too quick with that trailing stop. Well, just kind of stuck here for the moment. I imagine that somewhere through the course of the morning, especially as we get closer toward the lunch hour, there's going to be a little bit of profit taking, maybe a little bit of a pullback of sorts. Or not. There they go. Push on through to 70.50, which was my profit objective. I was looking here at 70.45 and a quarter. And are they going to give it to me? This bar needs to finish on the high. I think at this point, though, I'd be jamming my stops right below that bar. I don't think I'd be prepared to give up too much after a move like that. And now a little bit of a pullback. We're going to need some structure here before we get too serious about shorting anything. All right, back to the trend line. Got a macro pullback here, but honestly, we're flirting with some pretty serious highs. I'm not sure I would like to buy in just at this level, unless I was just looking for a little bit of a scalp move. There should be a test of the extreme before the market does a reverse. Everything is in slow motion here today. Taking a long time to unwind. Steve says this week the Dow's been trading much better. It does tend to do that from time to time. One will work a little better than the other, it seems. Okay, quick little trend change here on the Falcon. The Hawk also starting to get a little bit more bearish. I'm not counting the buyers out yet. Like I said, I need to see a decent retest of this 70, 45, 70, 50 area and then a failure before I get too excited about trying to short it. And I don't know, are we going to get a slow grind here toward the hard edge? Well, we've got a completed number 2 signal now. If you're going to do this number 2 signal, you really need to do it on a second push because, like I said, chances that we're going to try to retest this high are pretty good. So there now, the second push opportunity. You could look to take it just below there, make sure you cover above the high. And what we're looking for here is just a move back here toward the hard edge of the trading band. But your better opportunity is still going to be to the long side, I believe. Always more with trend potential. Not much of a retest. I would like to see, maybe a good test of the extreme, maybe here around 70.42, 70.43, and then a failure. That would be enticing. Well, I can't believe we're only an hour into the session. What a crazy kind of day today. Okay, I'll cancel that for now. Here is a big retest, and it looks like buyers are going to run over the sellers again. By the way, this signal right here, which did not print as a hard edge bounce, I would consider a hard edge bounce. Technically, it looks like it came up just a tick short of the hard edge, therefore it did not meet all the programming requirements. But visually, you can see that it is a hard edge. You need to remember that these prompts are just that. They're just there to alert you to the possibility of a trade. It's okay to use your own judgment as well. Like if you deem it to be close enough to the hard edge, this one I would actually consider a little bit far away. But if you think that's close enough to a hard edge bounce, given the context of what's going on here on the left side, then by all means, use it as a hard edge bounce. It looks like I got left out of that little rally, but that's okay. I'm okay waiting. I made enough money for a latte today. I'll go treat myself after. Steve says no money, no honey. Yeah, maybe. Day's not done yet. We'll get a trade off yet. And look at that, 70.50. May have to come back in the afternoon. Check this out, but the market's very, very bullish right now. Keeps giving you that little bit of a head fake, and then it comes back and kind of creeps right past you. Yeah, Steve says the problem, I just missed a great trade because I was put to sleep by the market. It's funny how that works. It does kind of lull you into complacency, and then all of a sudden it slips a little signal in there, and then, like I said, it creeps right past you. Oh well. It's not the first trade I've missed, and it certainly won't be the last. I am sure of that. Hey, way to go, Mark. Mark having a pretty good day here and a good week. Well done. He says, I'm going to start my weekend early. Way to go, Mark. I think that's a good call. I can see this kind of being the move of the day. I can see the market perhaps settling in a little bit after this. Not a full-blown reversal, but maybe a slow sideways drift to finish the day, which would not be unusual. Where was my next resistance line? 65, 70, 65. Wow. That would be quite the move. Looks like the market has really dried up here, folks. I think we might call it a day. I really don't think we're going to miss too much. If you are going to stay with the market, like I said, I can see a little bit of a pullback in its future. Nothing huge, however, and maybe a little bit of a sideways grind to finish off the day. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. I will talk to you again on Monday. Bye for now.